Thank you so much. Powerful presentation. There's a few comments in the chat. Change must come from within. If not, the cycle will only continue. Go to the head of class, Mr. Turnquest. Each of us need to change ourselves. And people who have the mentality that a woman deserves to be catcalled or touched or raped because of their clothing, because of the way they look. Yes, indeed. Powerful presentation. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Turnquest? We'll take them at this time. You can drop them in the chat or open your mic, please.
And I just want to say, Dean, I was pretty rough on the police, but I could say without any fear of contradiction that there's one officer that I know I can call to make sense of some rough situations, or to call in to help other people to understand and make sense, and that's you, Stephen Dean. So we are grateful in the advocacy area for the work that you've done in the community, but all of them ain't reached yet. All of them ain't reached. Praise God, all of them ain't reached. Some got plenty work to do.
Mr. Turnquest, before you go on, thanks for the complimentary remarks, but what I am pleased today that we have a lot of police officers here, including our commissioner, and I think his presentation sets the tune of the direction the police is going, and I think he would have been very pleased of the support you say for how you saw the police force has moved on over the years. And so
definitely. I mean, at one point we couldn't even get officers to move. At one point and what was so challenging for me when I first came back from school is that I couldn't get female officers. And that was a huge challenge, because certainly there's some sympathy or some empathy, but I will say that in the last 10 years, there has been a significant difference that we've seen. And I know yourself and ACP Bethel were two people that I would always give a call to get some guidance, because the things I've seen in this country and the things you all have seen, if the news gets wind of it, they wouldn't understand the monsters that we have here and the infliction that have been placed on some women. How do we start to advocate for women and children in our society, cloak certain abusive behaviors? I think this is a start. I think we have so many people, so many young people that are involved in civic organizations that we don't have the tough discussions, or sometimes we're uncomfortable with having the tough discussions to really get people to really think about their behaviors. You're not going to convince anybody to change the behavior instantly, but you're going to be able to put some nuggets and to put some seeds, and somebody else will be able to add the water so that they can be able to change their perspective. But we're fighting systematic issues. It's like in the United States fighting systemic racism. Systemic abuse in this country is long-standing. I wouldn't even talk about the Family Islands. It's so key for us to understand that while in New Providence we get it, in the Family Islands, they're not getting this information as readily as we can. So some of the work that you can do is to do some of this work in our Family Islands as well. I love the comment, Raquel Wallace, the change has to begin with the man in the mirror. And I hope I started that in my conversation, that we have to do it in the individual, and then collective, and then national. That's my take. And I just want to say a special thanks to Sandra Dean Patterson for roping me into this for the last 16 years that I've been home, and keeping my advocacy and fire for this alive. I think it's so important. But to the women out there, I want to see more women stand up, because I'll tell you, in the last the referendum, there was more men standing up for women than there were women standing up for men. And sometimes, although we want men to be allies in this fight against DV, you need more strong women to stand up there and to be allies. Not because they've made it means they can't bring the other women who've been behind to draw them up. So I know that wasn't my topic, but it would be remiss of me not to state that.
Thank you. Any further questions for Mr. Turnquest? There's a comment in the chat. There needs to be more intentional efforts to teach men how to compliment females without the degrading comments.
And I think that starts from home, right? I think, you know, that starts from home, that starts in the boys club, that starts in gentlemen's club, that starts in all of these things. But the issue is you have people like Commissioner and you have people like Dean here who are aging out of this process. But the young men that they have brought up have for some reason forgot that they had people who mentored them. So there's a gap, there's a generational gap. The 35-year-old to the 45-year-old, how are they filling the steps of Judson Enos? How are they filling the steps of some of the strong and vibrant and decent men that we've had in the country? Because the people who they've poured into, they forgot they live in the vida loca, they live in their best life. I mean, I can't talk about that. You know, I had my little issue the other day with the police too, with the little situation, but we need to go there.
Any other questions for Mr. Turnquest? Well, if not, I just want to say, of course, thank you so much for your presentation. It was awesome, very full of energy as usual. We greatly appreciate your contribution, definitely. Oh, one more comment. Excellent presentation from all the presenters. But Mr. Turnquest, I admire your speech. You spoke with passion. And that is good because truly, these are some of the things people are challenged with today.
Thank you very much. And listen, Commissioner, Mr. Dane, you all need me to come to the police and do any talks anytime. I'm always available. I don't wait for government no more, but.
Darren, we have so many police officers here, and I'm sure the commissioner is taking note of that, and I'm sure that they will be glad to invite you to come and share with them. You know, you're a dynamic speaker, and, you know, it's always been, when we connected, you know, we have been at the same viewpoints, and I love what you do, and I must commend you.
Thank you.
We feel good as we sit down, places like me, gonna sit down and watch when I need the three in one of the islands, I need the tree on one of the islands, I can feel proud that to see persons like you still keeping this country alive. And this is what the country needs.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I would like to.
Go ahead.
Oh, Dr. Patterson is here.
Yes, I just want to say how proud I am of you, Darren, and how happy I am to hear your voice being brought to this issue. Because it's only when all of us, men and women, speak out about this issue that we will begin to see a change. So thank you very much, Darren, for bringing this and challenging the younger generation to speak out and address it. Thank you so much.
Well, all of this work is on your foundation. I'm certain, Mr. Dean, remember creating partnerships to prevent sexual violence at the old, what do you call that hotel? The hotel out west.
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace Hotel in 2007.
Good memory, good memory.
Yes.
All right, take care.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.